If 2025 felt like you were busy, but not truly changing, this is the reset. In the next hour, you'll learn 10 positive habits that don't just make you feel inspired for a day. They rewire what your brain expects, what your attention locks onto, and what you do automatically when nobody is watching. This isn't a motivational talk. This is a mindset rebuild. 10 habits, 10 switches, one new default for 2026. Before we start, one rule makes this work. Don't try to do all 10 habits tomorrow. That's how people turn self-improvement into self-pressure and then quit. Instead, treat this like upgrading an operating system. You install one update, you let it stabilize, then you install the next. Pick 2 habits today. Do them for 7 days. Then add one more. Your goal isn't a perfect week. Your goal is a new baseline, so consistent it feels normal. Each habit in this video comes with 3 layers. First, the habit itself, what it trains in your mind. Second, the simplest way to start, so you don't overthink it. Third, the minimum version, so you still win on your worst day. That last part matters, because most people don't fail when life is easy. They fail when they're tired, stressed, emotional, or distracted. A mindset that only works on good days is not a mindset, it's a mood. So we're building habits that survive reality. Lesson 1. Build identity, then prove it. Most people try to change their mindset by chasing outcomes. They say, I want confidence, I want discipline, I want motivation, I want a new life. But outcomes don't create identity. Identity creates outcomes. The reason people keep snapping back to old patterns is because their actions are fighting their self-image. They try to act like a disciplined person while still believing they are inconsistent. They try to think like a confident person while still repeating the story, I'm not that type. Your habits will always follow the strongest identity you rehearse. Here is the habit. Every morning you choose one identity line, and then you earn proof for it the same day. Not 10 affirmations, not a long speech, one sentence. Something like, I keep promises to myself. Or, I do hard things calmly. Or, I finish what I start. Then you attach proof. One action so small you can't realistically refuse it. The proof is the key, because your brain doesn't fully believe words. It believes evidence. When you say a new identity line and then act like it, your brain starts adjusting the story. It stops arguing. It starts accepting. This is how the rewiring happens. The identity line gives direction, and the proof gives credibility. Without proof, affirmations feel fake. Without identity, actions feel random. But together, they lock in. If your identity is, I keep promises, then your proof could be 2 minutes of exercise, 1 page of reading, 1 paragraph written, 5 minutes of cleaning, a short walk, a glass of water, or even just sitting down and starting the task you keep avoiding. The action doesn't need to be impressive. It needs to be repeatable. Because repetition is what rewires mindset, not intensity. Watch what happens after 7 days. Your brain starts collecting receipts. I said I would, and I did. That sentence is the beginning of self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of confidence. Confidence is not loudness. It's not arrogance. It's the quiet certainty that you can rely on yourself. When you can rely on yourself, you stop panicking about the future. When you can rely on yourself, you stop needing motivation from other people. You become stable. Now, the reason this habit is so powerful is because it changes your default response to failure. Most people miss one day and interpret it as identity. See, I'm inconsistent. But when you've built the identity of someone who keeps promises, a missed day becomes a strategy problem, not a self-worth problem. You don't collapse into shame. You adjust and return. That is what mature mindset looks like. Not never falling off, but always returning without drama. Minimum version. Pick one identity line for the next 30 days and one 2-minute proof you do every day, no matter what. If you do nothing else from this video, do that. Because once you rebuild self-trust, everything becomes easier. Your brain stops fighting you. Your mind becomes an ally. Lesson 2. Win the first 10 minutes of the day. Most people start their day in reaction mode. Notifications, messages, random videos, random problems. And the first input becomes the first emotion. Then the first emotion becomes the first behavior. And suddenly, the day is not led by intention. It's led by noise. If you want your mindset rewired in 2026, you need a daily signal that tells your brain, I lead my attention. I don't rent it out. The habit is simple. Protect the first 10 minutes of the day from dopamine chaos. No scrolling, no social media, no random content. Because the first 10 minutes set the tone for the next 10 hours. What you consume first becomes the lens through which you interpret everything else. If you consume urgency, you become urgent. If you consume comparison, you become insecure. If you consume drama, you become reactive. But if you start with calm direction, your brain becomes organized. Here's the exact routine. Breathe, prime, decide. First, 3 slow breaths. Not because it's spiritual, because breathing directly affects your nervous system. 3 slow breaths tell your brain, we are safe, we are steady. Second, 1 sentence of priming, like, today I move with clarity, or today I keep promises. Third, 1 decision, your single priority. 1 thing that makes today a win, not a full list, not an entire life plan. 1 target that gives your day meaning. This habit rewires mindset because it trains self-leadership. Most people think discipline is forcing yourself to work, but real discipline is guarding the gate of your mind. Your first 10 minutes are the gate. If you guard that gate daily, you stop feeling like life controls you. You start feeling like you control your life. That feeling becomes confidence. And yes, the mind will resist at first. The phone is easy dopamine. Your brain has been trained to reach for stimulation the moment it wakes up, so you must retrain it gently. Don't make it complicated. Just delay it. 10 minutes first. Then you can check what you want. The goal is not to become a monk. The goal is to stop being a slave to impulse. Minimum version. If you can't do 10 minutes, do 1 minute. Sit up. No phone. 1 breath. 1 sentence. What matters most today? 1 answer. That's a win. That is you taking the steering wheel back. Lesson 3. The 1-page plan to kill overwhelm. Overwhelm is not a workload problem. It's a clarity problem. People don't freeze because they have too much to do. They freeze because they don't know what to do next. When your mind holds too many open loops, it becomes heavy. Then procrastination feels like relief. But it's not relief. It's delayed pain. Because the tasks don't disappear. They grow. The habit is the 1-page plan. 1 page, 4 lines. Every morning or the night before. This is not journaling for emotions. This is instruction for your mind. Line 1. The 1 outcome that matters today is, and you write it clearly. The 3 actions that create it are, and you list 3 steps. Line 3. The 1 distraction I must control is, and you name the main trap. Scrolling, overthinking, perfectionism, talking, gaming, whatever it is. Line 4. If today goes wrong, I will still do. And you choose your minimum non-negotiable. This rewires mindset because it converts anxiety into direction. When you don't plan, your mind plans for you, and your mind chooses comfort. It chooses easy tasks. It chooses avoidance disguised as productivity. The 1-page plan forces a hierarchy. It tells your brain what matters first. And when your brain knows what matters, it calms down. Because uncertainty is what creates mental noise. Here's what makes this habit different from normal to-do lists. It includes your minimum. That 1 line protects you from the all-or-nothing trap. All-or-nothing thinking destroys people. They think, if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it. Then they do nothing. Then they feel worse. Then they need motivation. But when you have a minimum, you still win on hard days. And winning, even small, keeps identity intact. You remain the kind of person who keeps promises, even when life is messy. Use this in real life. If your outcome is finish my script section, your 3 actions could be outline 10 points, write intro, write lesson 1. Your distraction might be YouTube shorts. Your minimum might be write for 10 minutes. Even if the day collapses, 10 minutes protects the chain. Minimum version, write only line 1 and line 4. 1 outcome, 1 minimum. That alone reduces overwhelm because it tells your brain, we know what to do and we know how to still win. Lesson 4. Train discomfort on purpose. Most mindsets don't break from failure. They break from avoidance. Avoidance teaches your brain that discomfort is danger. Then the fear grows. Then you need motivation. Then you wait for confidence, and you stay stuck. Confidence doesn't arrive first. Confidence is earned after you survive discomfort repeatedly. The habit is discomfort reps. One small challenge daily that you do on purpose. Not extreme, not dramatic, just consistent. You choose one action that your mind resists, and you do it anyway, calmly. This could be finishing a task without checking your phone, starting the work session even when you feel unready, doing a short workout when you feel lazy, making the call you're avoiding, studying the chapter you keep delaying, speaking up once, asking the question, telling the truth, taking the step. This rewires mindset because it changes what your brain associates with discomfort. Right now, your brain might associate discomfort with danger, embarrassment, failure, rejection. So it protects you by avoiding. But avoidance is a trap. It gives short-term comfort and long-term weakness. Discomfort reps reverse the training. They teach the nervous system, this feeling is not fatal. This feeling is training. When your brain learns that, it stops panicking. And when it stops panicking, discipline becomes normal. The secret is to keep reps small enough that you can repeat them daily. You're not trying to prove you're tough. You're trying to become stable. Stability beats intensity every time, because intensity burns out. Stability compounds. A practical structure helps. Choose a discomfort rep that is time-based, not emotion-based, meaning you do it for a set time regardless of mood. For example, I will work for 25 minutes without checking my phone, or I will walk for 15 minutes, or I will practice speaking for 5 minutes. Time-based reps bypass debate. You don't ask how you feel, you execute. Minimum version, 1 discomfort rep under 2 minutes. 2 minutes of starting the task. 2 minutes of cleaning your desk, 2 minutes of exercise, 2 minutes of reading a hard page, 2 minutes of anything you avoid. 2 minutes seems small, but it teaches a massive lesson. I move even when I don't feel like it. That is the mindset of winners. Lesson 5. Control your media diet like it's nutrition. People are incredibly careful about what they eat because they understand that bad food creates a bad body. But they let almost anything enter their mind. Drama, outrage, comparison, panic headlines, random opinions, trash entertainment. Then they wonder why their mindset feels anxious, scattered, insecure, and small. They think it's a personality flaw. It's not. It's a diet problem. A brain fed on junk input will produce junk output. You cannot expect clarity if your daily intake is confusion. You cannot expect confidence if your daily intake is comparison. The habit is the media diet protocol. One rule that protects your mental nutrition. You must set a standard for what earns access to your attention, because attention is the currency of your life. If you spend it on things that drain you, you have nothing left for your own goals. This habit rewires your mindset because thoughts are often just echoes of what you've consumed recently. If you consume calmness, your thoughts echo calmness. If you consume strategy, your thoughts echo strategy. If you consume gossip, your thoughts echo judgment. Start with a simple boundary. Replace 30 minutes of scrolling with 30 minutes of mental protein. Mental protein is content that builds you. Audiobooks, long-form podcasts, skill tutorials, biographies, philosophy, history, science. Content that makes you feel expansive, capable, and informed. Not content that makes you feel like you're missing out. Not content that makes you angry about things you can't control. Also, ruthlessly curate your feeds. Unfollow accounts that trigger insecurity. Unsubscribe from channels that sell fear. Mute people who drain your energy. Your digital environment is your mental home. You wouldn't let someone dump trash in your living room. Don't let them dump trash in your mind. By 2026, your feed should look like a vision board of the person you are becoming, not a reminder of everything you lack. Minimum version. Delete one draining app for 24 hours, just one. Or set a strict timer, 15 minutes max for mindless scrolling, then the app locks. One small boundary is enough to remind your brain that you are the owner of your attention, not the product. Lesson 6. Use gratitude as a weapon, not a mood. Most people misunderstand gratitude. They think it's a soft emotion. They think it's pretending everything is perfect, when it's not. But real gratitude is a cognitive tool. It is strategic. It trains your brain to notice what is working, what is stable, and what is possible. And that matters because mindset is largely a filter. Your brain deletes millions of bits of information every second. It only shows you what it thinks is relevant. If you train it to look for problems, you will see problems everywhere. If you train it to look for resources, you will see opportunities everywhere. The habit is 3 gratitudes and 1 reframe every single day. 3 gratitudes must be specific. Not just I'm grateful for my family. That's too vague. Your brain ignores vague things. Make it specific. I'm grateful for the conversation I had with my brother. I'm grateful the coffee was warm this morning. I'm grateful I finished that one task. Specificity forces your brain to relive the good moment. That releases dopamine. That builds a positive baseline. Then, the reframe. This is the weapon. Take one thing that went wrong today, one frustration, one delay, one failure, and rewrite its meaning. Instead of, this traffic is ruining my day, reframe it to, this traffic is giving me 20 minutes to listen to a podcast. Instead of, I failed that task, reframe it to, I learned one way that doesn't work, so I'm smarter now. Most people suffer twice, once from the problem and twice from the story they tell about the problem. The reframe cuts the second suffering. It doesn't deny reality. It denies helplessness. This rewires mindset because it breaks the victim loop. The victim mindset says, why is this happening to me? The rewired mindset says, what can I do with this? That shift is the difference between feeling stuck and feeling powerful. Over time, you stop being afraid of problems because you trust your ability to reframe them into fuel. Minimum version: 1 gratitude, 1 reframe, 1 minute total. Do it while brushing your teeth. Do it while driving. Do it before bed. It's tiny, but it steers your mind away from negativity and back toward agency. Lesson 7. Build 1 daily deep work block. A rewired mindset requires proof that you can focus, because the modern world is designed to fragment you. Notifications train you to be shallow. Multitasking trains you to be scattered. Constant context switching trains you to be impatient. Then you sit down to do real work. Study, write, create, build. And your brain feels like it's itching. It craves a click. It craves a switch. That's not you being broken. That's you being trained by distraction. To reclaim your mind, you must retrain it for depth. The habit is 1 deep work block per day. 45 to 90 minutes. 1 task. 1 goal. 0 distractions. Phone in another room. Notifications off. Door closed. In this block, you do not multitask. You do not check email quickly. You do not tab switch. You stay with the one thing until the timer rings. This habit rewires mindset because focus is identity. When you can focus, you trust yourself. When you can sit with a hard problem and not run away, you feel powerful. Deep work rebuilds your attention span, which is the muscle of success. Shallow work keeps you busy. Deep work moves the needle. And deep work makes you feel like a professional, not an amateur. Amateurs are distracted. Professionals are locked in. Start by scheduling it. If it's not on the calendar, it's not real. Protect the time like a doctor's appointment. If people interrupt you, say, I'm in a focus block. I'll reply at 11 a.m. Set boundaries. People respect boundaries when you respect them first. And if 90 minutes is too hard, start with 30. The duration matters less than the purity. 30 minutes of pure focus is worth more than 3 hours of distracted multitasking. Minimum version, 20 minutes. Set a timer. Phone away. 1 task. Do not stop until the timer beeps. Even 20 minutes of real focus proves to your brain that you are still capable of depth. Lesson 8. Move the body to stabilize the mind. Mindset is not just mental. It is biological. Your hormones, your posture, your blood flow, these all shape the quality of your thoughts. Many people think they have a mindset problem when they actually have an energy problem. A tired body creates tired thoughts. A tense body creates anxious thoughts. A stagnant body creates stagnant motivation. You cannot think your way out of a physiological slump. You have to move your way out. The habit is daily movement with a simple target. Not to get ripped, though that's a bonus, but to regulate your system. When you move, you release endorphins. You burn off cortisol, stress hormone. You increase blood flow to the brain, which improves clarity and focus. Movement is the fastest way to change your state. If you feel stuck, heavy, or foggy, don't sit there analyzing why. Stand up. Move. The rule is, never go 3 days without a state change session. This could be lifting weights, going for a run, doing yoga, or just a brisk walk. Anything that challenges your body slightly. Because when you push your body, you remind your mind that you are capable of effort. You remind yourself that you can handle stress. Physical strength builds mental resilience. It's hard to feel weak when your body feels strong. This habit rewires mindset because it breaks emotional loops. Depression and anxiety often live in stillness. They thrive when you are sedentary. Motion disrupts the pattern. It forces you to be present. It forces you to breathe. It forces you to inhabit your body instead of getting lost in your head. Minimum version: 5 minutes. Do 20 push-ups. Do 50 jumping jacks. Walk around the block. Stretch your back. Just change your physical state. Small movement signals a bigger identity. I take care of the machine. And a well-maintained machine produces better thoughts. Lesson 9. Upgrade your circle. Even if it's mostly digital, your mindset is contagious, not only from what people say to you, but from what they normalize around you. If your environment normalizes complaining, your brain relaxes into complaining. If your environment normalizes excuses, your brain starts accepting excuses as valid. If everyone around you is waiting for the weekend, you will start living for the weekend. But if your environment normalizes growth, your brain starts expecting growth. If everyone around you talks about ideas, solutions, and discipline, you will feel uncomfortable being lazy. That discomfort is good. That discomfort is growth pressure. The habit is to curate your influence circle. And in 2026, this circle is often digital. You might not have 5 millionaire friends or 5 monk-like mentors in your neighborhood. That's fine. You can choose them online. The habit is, every single day, spend time around content or people that normalize the version of you you're building. This could be a podcast host who thinks at a higher level, a YouTuber who teaches discipline, an author who lived with integrity, an online community focused on goals, or one real-life friend who is also trying to improve. This rewires mindset because humans are social creatures. We mimic the herd. If you change the herd, you change the mimicry. Many people quit good habits not because the habits are too hard, but because they feel lonely doing them. They feel like the odd one out. When you surround yourself with other people on the same path, you stop feeling weird. You start feeling supported. You realize that waking up early, working hard, and staying focused isn't extreme. It's just the standard for the group you now belong to. Take an audit of your circle right now. Who are the 5 voices you listen to most? Do they make you feel calm or anxious? Do they make you feel ambitious or cynical? Do they make you feel capable or helpless? You don't have to cut everyone off dramatically. Just lower the volume on the voices that drain you, and raise the volume on the voices that build you. You become the average of the inputs you allow. Raise the average. Minimum version: 1 daily check-in with a high-level influence. Listen to 10 minutes of a mentor's podcast. Read 5 pages of a great biography. Send 1 text to a friend who supports your goals. Just 1 touchpoint a day keeps your standards high. Lesson 10. Night shutdown plus the wins and lessons review. Most people end the day in high stimulation, scrolling until their eyes burn, watching random videos, worrying about tomorrow. Then they try to sleep with a brain full of noise. Poor sleep destroys emotional regulation. It destroys focus. It destroys patience. If you sleep badly, you wake up with a mindset handicap. The day starts hard because the recovery was weak. A strong tomorrow begins tonight. The habit is the shutdown ritual and review. 30 minutes before sleep, you disconnect, dim the lights, put the phone away, and do the review. The review is simple. Write down 2 wins and 1 lesson. 2 wins can be tiny. I drank water. I didn't snap at my coworker. I did 10 minutes of work. It doesn't matter how small. You need to prove to your brain that you are making progress. The brain needs to feel successful to stay motivated. If you only look at what you didn't do, you will feel like a failure. And failures don't have high energy for tomorrow. Then, the 1 lesson. Look at one thing that didn't go well, and instead of judging yourself, ask, what is the adjustment? Not, why am I stupid? But, how do I fix this? Example, I scrolled too much. Lesson, put the phone in the drawer at 8 p.m. The lesson turns failure into data. It removes the emotion and keeps the wisdom. This rewires mindset because it trains you to close the loops. It allows you to put the day down. Most anxiety comes from carrying yesterday's unfinished stress into today's rest. Writing it down offloads it. It tells your brain, we have processed this. We are done. We can rest. And a brain that rests deeply wakes up ready to conquer. Minimum version. Do it in your head if you must, but writing is better. Just ask, what went well? And what did I learn? 30 seconds. Then close your eyes. End the day on a note of competence, not chaos. Outro, conclusion. Now you have the system. 10 positive habits that rewire your mindset. Not by magic, not by intense motivation, but by simple, undeniable repetition. Identity statements. The first 10 minutes. The one-page plan. Discomfort reps. The media diet. Strategic gratitude. Deep work. Daily movement. Upgraded circle. Nightly review. Remember the rule from the beginning. Do not try to do all of these tomorrow. If you try to do everything, you will end up doing nothing. That is the amateur trap. The professional strategy is patience. Pick two. Just two. Maybe the morning identity and the nightly review. Do them for 7 days until they feel automatic. Then add the deep work block. Then add the movement. Build your new self brick by brick. If you commit to this, 2026 will not just be another year where you get older. It will be the year you finally become the person you've always intended to be. The old mindset, the doubt, the scattering, the hesitation, will start to fade, not because you fought it, but because you replaced it. You replaced it with habits that serve you. You replaced it with proof. So, here is my final question to you. Which 2 habits are you starting today? Not thinking about, starting. Write them down. Make the contract with yourself. The new default begins now. Thank you for giving me your attention. Now go use it to build something real.